to Cheap Chefing. Today we're going to start off with our first video. It's going to be a Ragù Bolognese. It's going to be for under $15. We're going to start off with some Cento San Marzano tomatoes. They got to be the whole Cento San Marzano tomatoes, the best product. This is going to be just the base of the sauce, so we'll break them up with our hands to put off to the side. Of course, we're going to use some sweet Italian sausage to start the Ragù, so pull the sausage out of the casing. We're just going to use 3 out of the 5 packs, so you can save the other 2 sausages for later for an appetizer or whatever you like. Then we're going to move the sausage off to the side and start on the vegetables. Some celery, just nice fine dice. Going to try to keep the vegetables all about the same size. You want them to cook evenly and kind of be uniform in the sauce. Just a simple dice of the onion, go across the grain and then with the grain. Makes nice little perfect slices, not too crazy. For the carrots, usually you want to use a grater, but we didn't have a grater at this house where we were filming, so it's one with a peeler, and it's going to chop them up at the end here with all these little strips and just fucking get them the same size. So it's kind of a improvised, yeah, whatever. Let's put all that to the side now. We're going to get the garlic going. This is just a simple technique to get the skins off easier. You do what you like, but skins are a total pain, so yeah, I smash them with a knife. Meanwhile, you want to get a pan going here, pretty high heat, I'd say, with some extra virgin olive oil, and you're going to get that on
the side while you're kind of cooking the vegetables and make sure everything's really hot, ready to go.
Alright, and here we have some organic parsley. Just kind of kicks up the dish. It's totally not necessary, but I love the taste of fresh parsley on the to finish off the pasta, so I'm going to go ahead and get that ready. Just give it a nice, really fine dice. I like to have it nice and kind of flaky. So now let's get that sweet Italian sausage in the hot pan with the olive oil. Get that searing off really nicely on very high heat. This is going to go ahead and caramelize the sausage. This is the start of our Ragù sauce. Any great sauce starts with the saute of vegetables or meat inside of a pan, and we're going to use one pan only for this sauce to retain all the flavor that the sausage is going to bring out when we sear it off here. So go ahead and try to break it up as small as possible. Just keep the sauce uniform, just like I said about the vegetables. It's going to just create the best texture possible. So it takes a little bit of effort here with a wooden spoon or something, and just keep breaking it up and keep it moving. So once that's nice and brown and caramelized, we're going to pour it into our tomato sauce. Just kind of reserve it for the very end step here. And let's go ahead and keep the olive oil and everything, turn down the heat to medium, and get the veggies in that same pan. Maybe add a little bit more olive oil if it needs it, just because we have quite a bit of vegetables that we're going to be cooking down. Go ahead and throw some kosher salt and pepper on there, and you're going to keep the heat a little bit lower because you want to get them translucent and not brown. So you're going to go ahead and cook those for about the same time as the sausage, and then once those are nice and translucent as such, you're going to turn up the heat back up to very high, and we're going to add the tomato with the sausage mixture into this vegetable mixture. We're going to go ahead and make sure we get all of the tomato juice inside of the pan. So we're going to rinse it and also add here, maybe a quarter cup or half cup of water, depending on how much time you want to cook it. Finish off with the garlic, a little bit of extra salt and pepper. Make sure the water, which is the sauce, everything is seasoned perfectly. And we're going to get this up to a boil, and also add in some Cabernet. And usually you just use whatever wine you drink. In this case, we're using the cheapest possible. So once we get that to like a nice simmer, nice solid steady boil, we're gonna have our pasta water already cooking and getting that ready. So the same time that we cook the sauce, we're gonna be cooking our pasta, and that's about the amount of time that you need to cook the sauce down to get it to the amount of flavor and the amount of thickness that you want it to be. So once that's simmering away, we're gonna have our seasoned pasta water and the pasta ready to go. It's going to be just, same salinity as the sea is usually the rule of thumb with the salt, and I like to add a little bit of olive oil so it doesn't stick together in the water while it's boiling. And we're going to cook this for 1 minute less than what the package requires, because we're going to actually finish the pasta in the sauce. And this is a classic Italian technique. So I grabbed an extra pan here with some olive oil, and I'm going to spoon the sauce in to have a single portion of pasta, which is what I added to the original pasta pot. And we're going to go ahead and finish off the pappardelle in the sauce for the extra minute that was required on the package. This really allows the pasta to absorb the flavor. And also to add a little bit extra seasoning to the pasta, we're going to use some of the water that is seasoned with salt and the starch of the pasta to help fortify the sauce as well. This is just a classic technique that really opens up the sauce if it's been cooking down too long, and it just adds a little bit of extra starchiness. And of course, finish off with that fresh Italian parsley that we chopped up earlier. Go ahead and bring it down and just let it bubble until you get that full minute of extra cooking time that was required. You can taste it too here to make sure everything's okay. And then we go ahead and get our plate ready. Just going to go ahead and try to plate this up as best I can, and then we'll be ready to go ahead and eat.